What family betrayal made you realize blood isn't always thicker than water? My Uncle Steve always bragged about being the successful one in our family. Big house in the suburbs, BMW in the driveway, constantly posting vacation photos from Europe and Hawaii on Facebook. The guy loved reminding everyone how well he was doing. When my dad got diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer last spring, the medical bills started piling up fast. Insurance covered some of it, but we were looking at $30,000 in out-of-pocket costs. Dad worked construction his whole life. He didn't have that kind of money saved up. Steve showed up to the family dinner that Sunday like some kind of superhero. "Don't worry about the bills," he announced, pulling out his checkbook right there at the table. Family takes care of family. He wrote a check for $15,000 in front of everyone, made this big show of handing it to Dad. Mom started crying. My aunt hugged him. Everyone was talking about how generous Steve was, how lucky we were to have him in the family. Dad was so grateful he could barely speak. Steve became the family hero overnight. For weeks, he was getting praise calls from relatives, thank you cards in the mail. He posted a photo of himself at the hospital with Dad, caption reading, "Sometimes being blessed means blessing others." But something felt off when Dad mentioned Steve calling the hospital directly about payment plans a few weeks later. "He wants to make sure everything's handled properly," Dad said. "But why would Steve need payment info if he already paid the bills?" That nagging feeling wouldn't go away. So I decided to call the hospital billing department myself, pretending to be Steve checking on the account. "Hi, this is Steve Martinez calling about the Anderson account payment I made last month. Just want to confirm it went through." The woman paused. "I'm sorry, sir, but I show no payments from you on this account. The balance is still $15,000 past due." My blood went cold. I asked her to double check. Nothing. No payment from Steve Martinez. Not ever. I drove straight to Dad's house and showed him the hospital records I'd requested. Dad just stared at the papers for the longest time, then quietly said he knew I wouldn't check. He knew I'd just trust him. That's when I started digging deeper. Turns out Steve had been taking photos of blank checks, posting them on social media for the family credit, then voiding them at the bank later. He wanted all the praise and gratitude without actually spending his precious money. When I confronted Steve at his house the next day, he had the nerve to act shocked. "There must be some bank error," he said, putting on this concerned face. "I'll call them right now and fix this immediately." But I'd already called his bank that morning. The check was deliberately voided the same day he wrote it. The bank representative confirmed Steve had called personally to cancel the payment, claiming he'd written the wrong amount. The family group chat exploded when I posted screenshots of the hospital records and bank statements side by side. Steve tried spinning it as a misunderstanding, said the bank messed up his account, promised he'd make it right. But my Aunt Jennifer had been watching the drama unfold, and she dropped a bombshell. "He did the exact same thing to me during my divorce," she wrote. "Promised $5,000 for lawyer fees, took credit with the whole family, never paid a dime." More relatives started speaking up. Steve had apparently been running this scam for years, writing fake checks to look generous while never actually helping anyone. The family golden boy was nothing but a fraud. His wife Lisa found out about everything when my aunt called her directly. She had no idea Steve was pretending to be charitable with money they didn't have. She divorced him 3 months later, took half his assets in the settlement. Now Steve's the family pariah. Nobody invites him to gatherings anymore. His fancy social media posts stopped because everyone knows the truth. He tried reaching out to me last month, wanted to explain his side of things. I blocked his number. Dad's cancer treatment got delayed 3 months because of the unpaid bills. We had to take out a second mortgage on the house to cover the costs. Dad's doing better now, but those 3 months of delayed treatment could have been life or death. Some betrayals cut so deep you never forgive them. Steve didn't just steal money. He stole hope from a cancer patient and trust from an entire family. Blood might be thicker than water, but lies are thicker than both.